The movie begins with a little girl who goes into the schoolyard to pick up her toy, but suddenly, she sees a giant monster in the city, which terrifies her. Then the story jumps 25 years later, where we meet a young woman named Gloria. She doesn't have a stable job and spends most of her time drinking. Because of this, her boyfriend Tim gets upset with her. He warns her that if she keeps living like this, she won't be able to stay with him. Gloria realizes she has no choice and decides to return to her hometown, where she used to live as a child. When she reaches home, she is so exhausted that she falls asleep without even unpacking her bags. The next day, while carrying some things from a shop, she runs into her childhood friend Oscar. Oscar tells her that if she wants, she can help out at his bar. Since Gloria already spends a lot of time drinking, she agrees and goes with him. At the bar, she meets some of Oscar's friends and slowly becomes close to them. The following morning, Gloria receives a call from Tim, who tells her that a giant monster has attacked Seoul, South Korea, causing massive destruction. When Gloria watches the news, she is completely shocked and wonders how the world will deal with such a disaster. But for now, she doesn't think too much about it and continues spending time at Oscar's bar. Later, Oscar comes to her house and offers her a job at his bar. Gloria thinks it's a good idea and agrees. Oscar even brings her a big TV for her home. But when she turns it on, she sees more news about the monster. This time, Gloria notices something strange. The monster scratches its head in the same way she does. Curious, she replays the earlier news footage and realizes that when she was walking with her shopping bags, the monster was moving in exactly the same way. Gloria starts thinking a lot about this and doesn't leave her house for several days. Meanwhile, the news reports that the monster in Seoul has also disappeared for a few days and hasn't attacked the city again. When Gloria hears this, she wants to be completely sure about what's happening. So, she goes back to the same playground and stands there. To her shock, she notices that the monster suddenly appears in Seoul but just sits still without moving. Seeing this, Gloria begins to wonder if she might actually be the one controlling the monster. Whatever she does, the monster seems to copy her. To test it, she raises and lowers her arms in the playground. Later, when she checks the news at home, she sees the monster making the exact same hand movements. Gloria finally realizes that the monster only appears at the same time she goes to the playground, 8 a.m. in the morning, and it copies her every action. This thought makes her extremely worried. The next morning, her friend Oscar comes over, and Gloria tells him everything, that whenever she goes to the playground, the monster copies her every move. But Oscar doesn't believe her. He laughs it off and says, "How could you possibly control that monster? Maybe you're just drunk." To prove she's telling the truth, Gloria takes Oscar and his friends to the playground. She asks them to open the live news feed so they can see for themselves. Then, right in front of them, she starts dancing in the playground. On the screen, they all watch as the monster in Seoul dances in the exact same way. Oscar and his friends are left completely stunned and confirm that Gloria is right. But just then, the army spots the monster in the city and sends helicopters to attack it. Gloria, standing in the playground, starts to feel the pain from their attacks as if she's being hit herself. At first, she takes it lightly and waves her hands around playfully. But when she does this, the monster ends up swatting the helicopters, causing one to crash right into its head. Gloria feels a sharp pain in her own head at the same moment. The army continues its heavy assault on the monster. While trying to dodge their attacks, Gloria slips in the playground and falls hard to the ground. Her friends take Gloria back home, but later she sees on the news that the monster had fallen in the exact same way she did, causing massive destruction in the city. This makes Gloria feel terrible. She realizes that all this chaos happened because of her. Filled with guilt, she breaks down in tears. At that moment, Oscar shows up with some food for her. He tries to comfort her, saying, "Don't worry, we've always had to deal with this monster. But now, there's also a giant robot that has appeared." He shows her the news, pointing out that maybe it isn't necessarily her controlling the monster, since the robot has also shown up now. It could just be a coincidence. Later, when Gloria is at a restaurant with Oscar, she sees the news again, this time showing both the monster and the robot together. Watching closely, Gloria realizes something shocking. The robot seems to be controlled by Oscar, just like she controls the monster. She tries to explain this to him, saying that whoever spends enough time in the playground becomes connected to either the monster or the robot. She points out that when both the monster and the robot appeared yesterday, they were making the exact same movements as she and Oscar. To confirm her suspicions, Gloria goes to the playground with Oscar. While they're sitting there, Oscar admits that he has never actually spent much time in this playground since childhood. This makes Gloria think even deeper about the strange connection. Through her research, she discovers that the monster had been sighted 25 years ago, which means this phenomenon isn't new. Gloria then makes a firm decision. She won't cause any more destruction. She'll quit drinking so she can stay in control of her actions. Most importantly, she decides to apologize to the people of Seoul. Since she can't speak Korean, Gloria visits a translator and writes a note that says, "I'm sorry. I promise I won't cause any more harm." The next morning, Gloria takes the note back to the playground. On the news, Oscar tells her that the monster has appeared in the city again. Gloria raises her hands, signaling for people to move away from danger, and then writes on the ground, apologizing and promising that it won't happen again. On the news broadcast, the monster is seen doing the same thing, writing the apology. Seeing this, the people of Seoul finally breathe a sigh of relief. They even start saying that the monster is good. Gloria feels happy when she hears people speaking positively about the monster. One of her friends tells her, "See, it worked out just the way you wanted." Gloria then decides she will never go back to the playground again. But the very next day, when she wakes up and turns on the news, she's shocked. The monster is gone, and in its place, the giant robot is causing destruction in the city. Gloria immediately realizes it must be Oscar. She quickly drives to the playground and finds him there with his friends, jumping around. She rushes to him and begs him to stop, telling him that his actions are destroying the city. But Oscar insists, "I'm not destroying the city. I'm just making the robot move around in places that were already damaged. I'm just having fun." Gloria tries to explain that people are terrified because of him, but Oscar refuses to listen. Frustrated, Gloria steps into the playground herself. Instantly, on the live news, the monster reappears in front of the robot. Gloria signals Oscar to back off, and the monster makes the same motion toward the robot. But Oscar refuses. He tells her, "You've already killed so many people before. I'm just enjoying myself here. The only problem is you angered." Gloria slaps Oscar across the face, and at the same time, the monster slaps the robot. Humiliated, Oscar storms out of the playground, and the robot disappears too. On the news, people cheer for the monster, making memes and jokes about how it drove the robot away. But in real life, this makes Oscar furious. He feels humiliated and blames Gloria for it. The next day, while Gloria is working at the bar, Oscar picks a fight with one of his own friends and then tries to force Gloria to drink with him. But since she had quit drinking, she refuses. This frustrates Oscar even more, and he spends the entire night drinking heavily. The following day, he goes back to the playground and even calls Gloria to join him. When she arrives, she begs him to come out of the playground, but he doesn't listen. The argument between them quickly escalates into a heated fight. During the struggle, Gloria throws Oscar down and bites his hand. After the fight, Gloria tells Oscar to stay away from the playground. But Oscar, now full of anger, yells that he's tired of pretending to be a good person. When Gloria tries to push him out of the playground, Oscar shoves her hard to the ground. Hurt and upset, Gloria tells him that she's quitting her job at his bar. But Oscar threatens her, saying that if she does, he'll go to the playground and cause massive destruction. This leaves Gloria devastated. The next morning, Gloria wakes up to find Joel, a mutual friend of hers and Oscar's, at her place delivering some furniture that Oscar had sent. Gloria later goes to Oscar's house to talk things out. Oscar apologizes for his behavior the previous day and suggests they should just be friends again. Even though she's still upset, Gloria doesn't want to prolong the conflict, so she forgives him. When she returns home, she receives a call from Tim. They meet up, and Tim explains that he's in town for a business meeting. Gloria tells him that she's been working at a bar lately. Tim reminds her that she's capable of doing so much more with her life, but Gloria insists that she can't leave right now. As she heads back to the bar, Tim decides to come along and check it out. At the bar, Gloria introduces Tim to Oscar, but seeing Gloria with Tim makes Oscar furious. He starts acting strangely, almost like a madman, and even brings out a firecracker. He lights it, causing a small fire to break out inside the bar. Shocked, Tim tells Gloria that she shouldn't be working in such a dangerous place and urges her to come with him. But Oscar steps in and makes it clear that she can't leave. He threatens that if Gloria ever goes away, he'll unleash destruction on the city. This forces Gloria to stay, even though she doesn't want to. Later that night, after finishing her work, Gloria returns home only to find Oscar sitting inside her house. She angrily tells him to leave, but he refuses. Instead, he asks her if she plans to run away with her boyfriend. Then he warns her again. If she ever leaves, he'll cause chaos in Seoul. Disturbed by this, Gloria begins scratching her head nervously. Gloria suddenly remembers a moment from her childhood. Back in school, she and Oscar once worked on a project together, where they had to build a model of a South Korean city. But when strong winds blew Gloria's model away, Oscar went to retrieve it. However, when he saw that Gloria's model was much better than his own, jealousy took over. In anger, he destroyed it. What Oscar didn't realize was that Gloria had seen everything from a distance. Right then, a lightning strike hit both Gloria and Oscar. At that moment, Gloria was holding a toy monster while Oscar was holding a toy robot. This is when Gloria finally understands. They had been connected to these creatures since childhood, and it was at that same time, 25 years ago, when the monster first appeared in South Korea. Realizing the truth, Gloria calls Tim and tells him she's coming to see him. But Oscar overhears and gets furious. He attacks Gloria, but she manages to defend herself by striking him with a piece of wood. Even so, Oscar escapes because morning has arrived, and he rushes to the playground. Gloria follows him, only to see him unleashing destruction on the city again. Gloria tries to stop him, but Oscar is much stronger and throws her down. As he walks away, leaving the robot to wreak havoc in Seoul, Gloria feels helpless. Back home, her eyes fall on a map, and she suddenly gets an idea. She calls Tim one last time, tells him goodbye, and leaves. When Oscar later comes looking for her at her house, she's gone. Furious, he storms into the playground, waiting for morning so he can cause more chaos. Meanwhile, Tim calls Gloria, but she reveals that she's no longer in town. She's flown to South Korea. As soon as morning breaks, Oscar enters the playground, and his giant robot begins to destroy the city. But now, Gloria is standing in Seoul, facing the robot directly. Because of their connection, her presence summons her monster right in front of Oscar in the playground. Terrified, Oscar realizes what's happening. He tries to run away, but Gloria's monster catches him. This dramatic confrontation is broadcast live on the news. Gloria, with a heavy heart, lifts Oscar high into the sky and throws him away, causing the robot and soul to vanish instantly. The people cheer in relief, overjoyed that the nightmare is finally over. Joel also watches the news, and he realizes that Gloria did this to save the city from further destruction. But Gloria, deeply saddened by everything that happened, sits quietly in a bar and begins to tell her story. And with that, the movie comes to an end.